Georgie and Mandy's spinoff is taking a risk even bigger than dropping Sheldon. When young Sheldon wrapped up its 7-season run, fans mourned the loss of another chapter in the beloved Big Bang Theory universe. But CBS wasn't ready to close the book just yet. Enter Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, a new spin-off that shifts the spotlight to Sheldon's older brother and his young family. While it might seem like a natural continuation, the truth is that this show is taking an even bigger risk than young Sheldon did when it minimized Sheldon Cooper himself. In fact, the spin-off is gambling with the very foundation of what made this franchise so successful. From genius to grit, young Sheldon had the weighty challenge of reimagining Sheldon Cooper, a fan-favorite character immortalized by Jim Parsons, as a precocious child in 1980s Texas. Though it was a huge shift in tone and style from The Big Bang Theory, viewers eventually embraced Ian Armitage's version of the character. But Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage does something even more daring. It completely drops the high IQ allure, nerdy subculture, and familiar comic book science hybrid that defined both its predecessors. Instead, it focuses on Georgie Montana Jordan and Mandy Emily Osmond, two young adults navigating early parenthood and marriage in Medford, Texas. No genius physicist. No quirky roommates. No obsessive-compulsive routines or Nobel Prizes. Just diapers, bills, and relationship drama. In a way, it's a complete genre pivot from a science-based sitcom to something that feels more like a blue-collar family dramedy. No laugh track, no legacy safety net. Unlike The Big Bang Theory, which relied on a multicam setup and laugh track, or even Young Sheldon, which operated more like a nostalgic dramedy with voiceover narration, Georgie and Mandy stands on even shakier ground. It's not just that Sheldon is no longer at the center. It's that the spin-off ditches the entire science-oriented hook that tied both earlier shows together. It's a risk that might pay off, but it's also a tightrope walk over a fanbase that isn't necessarily here for diaper changes and arguments about rent. There's no safety net of quirky genius characters or sitcom formulas. This show lives or dies on its ability to make Georgie and Mandy compelling enough to carry a series entirely on their own. Rehabilitating a former punchline. Georgie started out in The Big Bang Theory as a humorous afterthought, a successful businessman but portrayed as a bit of a redneck cliché. Young Sheldon deepened his character, giving him more nuance, warmth, and relatability. Now, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage must take the final step and transform him from comic relief into a fully fleshed-out leading man, responsible father, and romantic partner. The transformation is massive. Georgie has always been portrayed as lovable but reckless, a high school dropout more interested in selling tires than solving equations. Can that kind of character anchor an entire series, especially when most spin-offs traditionally orbit around their most dynamic personalities? That's the gamble. No familiar anchor yet. Unlike Young Sheldon, which had the benefit of narration by Jim Parsons and frequent nods to The Big Bang Theory, Georgie and Mandy is more disconnected than ever from its source material. There's no word yet on whether older Sheldon will return as a narrator or if other familiar faces will drop in for cameos. Without those links, the show becomes its own island, a bold move but also a risky one. This spin-off doesn't just shift focus, it resets the tone, removes the nostalgia, and expects fans to follow characters who were never meant to be leads in the first place. It's like turning Cheers into Frasier, only Frasier was already a breakout character. Georgie is charming, sure, but is he Frasier Crane-level magnetic? We're about to find out. A different kind of family sitcom. If done right.